Alright, we're back live. And we're actually live this time.
So how do you know?
No, just carry on where we were, so then that way I can just...
Alright.
Yep.
So we back. I'm on.
We on.
Alright then.
So we had a little quick technical difficulty, ladies and gentlemen.
See?
Shit wasn't
Never
plugged
a
in
dull
right.
moment with Upside Down Studios.
Oh no.
Way too many fuck-ups.
The one thing is we know how to fix that shit, fix it quick.
Right.
Yeah. Experience, motherfuckers.
Right back, right on.
Alright, so what
We learned from our mistakes.
Like I was saying, in the other part, I guess we'll do this over real quick.
Right.
Shout out to everybody who came out to the comedy wine tasting. It went off without a hitch. Real well, good time, good people. Made a little bit of money for All About the Cause charities, the shelter that I volunteer at. Shout out to the haters. Keep me in your head. You got us iHeartRadio, you'll get us further. What else? Check out John Dante. He got some shit going on this weekend, little festival thing. He's always puts on a good show. Always with some good people too. Check his shit out. What I was saying earlier, I just got a message at Non-Point and One Step from Falling. And who else is on this motherfucker? The Lost, Horizon, and I don't know, my eyes are bad as fuck. But either way, they are going to be in New York September 15th up in Syracuse. And I said it once, I'll say it again. I really can't stand New York. What it's about, nothing against the people, but just their politics and the way they run shit out there. It's nothing but an East Coast California. And fuck all that. So, but I might actually have to go and see this motherfucker. I mean, this might have to be an Upside Down Studios road trip right here.
Road
Yeah.
trip.
Might be down for that.
Rent,
Yeah, dude.
rent a little bus.
Even if we find like a campground like near there, shit, I'd rather go. That I'll camp out. Man, these motherfuckers know I am not the campingest motherfucker, but I will go camp to see Non-Point. Non-Point is one of the few bands that I will go see, and One Step from Falling is pretty fucking good too. So, I mean, who knows? The way I, weasel my way into shit, we might even be on the buses with these motherfuckers. Who knows?
Oh, shit.
But I would love to get some new interviews with these guys, and at least have one of them say Upside Down Studios. Just one of them say it. Give us a shout out, motherfuckers. Non-Point, if nobody knows, is one of the only Puerto Rican metal bands that there is out there.
Thank you.
The one little bit of any kind of Puerto Rican-y, anything that I have on my body is the Non-Point symbol, their toqui, the original symbol, which a lot of people don't know what the fuck it is to begin with. But yeah, I mean, me and two of my kids have this on us. It's probably the closest Puerto Rican-y thing that any of us will have on our side. America! It's true, man. Like, every Puerto Rican I know, especially dudes, got some kind of Puerto Rican flag on them, or Yo Soy Boricua on them, or some frog or an island or something. Look, my culture is my culture. Wherever my original ancestors, whatever, we got love for that shit. But the fucking tats are ridiculous. So if I'm gonna get any kind of Puerto Rican-y thing, the Non-Point symbol was the best looking anything I could see of. And it isn't just a symbol of their band, it's a symbol of the coqui, a native indigenous frog from Puerto Rico. So, there's a story of my fucking frog tattoo. Alright, am I missing anything on shout-outs or up-and-coming shits or anything? I got a couple shows coming up, but I don't remember fucking dates, so we'll do that next week. Gregory?
Hold on, I'm actually messaging to find out if we're doing Pappy's East this year.
Oh, yeah. I hope it's not around the 15th. That would fucking suck.
Oh, I think it said What's coming up? Labor Day weekend?
Labor Day, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Labor Day weekend. Let me double check. Let me finish messaging real quick.
It's usually around that time. And well, no, Vex Fest was usually around that time, and then Pappy Z's was like maybe 2 weeks later.
Pappy Z's is going to be a party.
What?
Going to be a massive party.
Pappy Z's is like maybe 5 to 10 acres of music, camping, and kicking it.
Yeah.
3 days. Well, technically it's 2 days. The third day is usually cleanup. But it's a great time, dude. It is a great time. Get your couple of fools here and there, but
There ain't many. You talk about Pappy Z's? There ain't many at all, man. Like,
yeah,
the last 3 years, I think there was one incident where somebody had to be taken out on an ambulance because they were acting fucking stupid.
3 years, one incident is pretty damn good. And it was. Do you remember the story on that? I remember it. Do you remember the story on the dude getting taken away?
Not right offhand. I remember it was fucking stupid.
Is it people being stupid?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it
September 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Awesome. The second day, Greg and I, we got the sound shit going. We're advertising. I'm up next to the stage, videoing the bands and shit. And I remember it. It was 3 dudes, 3 younger dudes. They looked like college. They didn't even look like they belonged there. And I'm not saying anything about anybody, but just for the crowd, the metal crowd that was there, these 3 guys looked like they just came from
Out of place.
Yeah, like just a college bar type deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they were having a decent time or whatever, sucking down warm fucking beers. And 2 of them, we found out later on, were brothers. And one was their friend. And I'm not exactly sure if they were staring at somebody's old lady or what exactly set it off. It's something dumb. But the one brother stabbed the other brother with an ink pen in his fucking neck.
All right.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Now, mind you, it wasn't like a Joe Pesci, like Casino, let me shank a motherfucker type deal.
Right.
I think he just came around and swung the pen and it got him. But either way, the one friend, I believe was the friend of the brother that got stabbed, went at the brother who stabbed him. And it was just like, just 3 idiots. Just 3 idiots fucking didn't know how to hold their fucking morning liquor.
That's exactly right.
And all got carted away. Now, how do you explain that to your mama when you get home? Because you knew them boys still lived at home. And the fucking friend probably lived next door or across the street. It was like that type of situation.
It's a fucked up story to explain to your parents.
Yeah, right. Especially when you're in your fucking 20s.
Yeah.
These weren't kids. These were, to me they were kids. To us they're kids. But these were grown-ass fucking adults, dude. I mean, come on, man.
It was way better.
I've been in pits, like fucking mad, destructive pits. But if you hit the ground, somebody got the courtesy to pick you the fuck back up.
There's about 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, these dumb fucks here, man. Oh my god. So, but again, that was like, what, one time in 3 years? There's cops have never been called up there, at least not when I was around. It's just a lot of, for the most part, it's a lot of cool ass people.
Right.
There's people like us, it's a good mixture of folks. There's a good mixture of music. After everything goes down, there's a dude who usually comes up. If we're not putting the party on, there was one year, one dude came up with like a mobile DJ system, which was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, the whole setup. Yeah. It was like it was like an old food truck.
Yeah,
like
an old food truck or maybe an old ambulance type deal that he renovated.
Right.
But I aspire to do something like that for us, but something a little bit bigger with recording in it. But yeah, I mean, always a good time out there. Always,
like an ice cream
always.
truck with a full studio in the back or some shit.
What? No, this was actually like,
No,
you
like
know, the
what you want to
bigger
build.
boxy style. I would love to do what he did. He got one of the bigger boxy style. It looked almost like the fire department ambulances.
Okay.
The bigger kind of box outside, but the front end was almost regular truckish.
Yeah.
And I mean, he had it going on in there, man. I mean, the one side lifted up, and it he saw his little DJ booth, whatever. On top, he had speakers that lifted up. He had LED lights all around it. I mean, it was pretty nice little setup, dude.
Right.
Really, really nice, especially for being mobile. So I aspire to get us some shit like that, but maybe bigger with some sleeping quarters or, excuse me, whatever. But, dreams is dreams is dreams. Oh, my goodness. I almost just drowned on spit. How about, just before we get into anything serious, I went to the doctor because my sleep schedule's all fuckered up. And they said that, the first thing, because everybody says I'm depressed and that's why I sleep so much. Well, the doctor put me on some meds. Didn't quite do it for me. It actually made me sleep longer. So now he sent me to the sleep study place. Only thing I've ever known about a sleep study or whatever is what I seen on the original Nightmare on Elm Street, where the chick is laying in the bed with all the fucking wires on her head, and she brought Freddy Krueger out. So I'm feeling great about meeting up with these people. Because, something that sits in your mind that long sits in your mind.
Right.
It ain't like, back in the day you saw Jason pop out the lake and you're like, oh, whatever. Or Michael Myers fucking stabbing his sister and shit like that. There's a few things in a few movies that stuck with me that still, fuck with me. Another example is Arachnophobia. That motherfucker wasn't even a scary movie. But I tell you what, talk about being a little bitch sitting in a house by yourself stoned, thinking that you got the crawlies looking everywhere, like, oh my God, yeah. So, but anyways, with the sleep study thing, this lady looks at me. I got one.
No, you want me to?
Oh yeah, roll one up. This lady tells me that my tongue is too fat, and that when I sleep, my tongue blocks my air.
I heard something about that.
Well,
It's an actual thing.
yeah, it's an actual thing.
Yeah. Matter of fact,
Well, maybe that explains how I eat good pussy, or I eat pussy so good.
I guess it's rare, but it's an
That's like
actual
Jonathan. His was actually too wide and too long, I think it was, and they had to clip the end of the tongue because of how long it was or
You
whatever.
know how many women are going to be kicking you in the ass when that boy gets older?
His mom was the one that wanted to do it.
Oh, shit.
But no, it was like some kind of health issue or something like that. It would have caused more problems than anything. So.
Well, see, I heard, and this was just recently too, because I ain't ever know anything about this. I have a friend of mine, and they have I guess there's a flap right that in between your stomach tube and your lung tube, and certain people, like, that flap will cover the food tube and put your food to end up dripping into your lungs or whatever, and kind of
That's
choke.
fucked up.
That's when they tell you that food goes down the wrong tube. You ever hear
Yeah.
people say that expression?
Yeah.
That's actually what it is. It's your flap gets fuckered up or it goes down, and instead of controlling one side, it shuts down one side and it goes down the other. Something else that I thought wasn't real or very rare, because I do have a buddy, but he has all kind of medical issues. Like, that's happened to him. He had actual food decaying in his lung.
Wow.
Yeah. But again, I'm thinking, not fucking me. What the hell, I mean... Well, apparently I got fat tongue disease.
All right.
So, and they're claiming that because my tongue is so, like, blocking the airways when I'm sleeping, when I lay back, that I'm not getting enough oxygen. So when I do sleep, I'm not getting any rest.
Right.
And that's why I'm exhausted when I wake up in the day. Which, okay, I guess. But now I got to do this whole thing where I do the Freddy Krueger thing. Right? And
Fuck me.
when I get done, I'm probably going to have one of them Darth Vader sleep app masks or whatever.
Hey, trust me, my mom had to go get one of them.
Well,
And
my mom got one too. That's why I know what they look like.
But the first night of sleep that she got with that was she even said that was one of the best nights of sleep she ever had in fucking 20 years.
All right, so here's my problem. I'm
He's scared
44.
of Freddy Krueger.
I have a dad bod. Thank goodness, that's in style now. But I'm 44 with a dad bod, a bald head, and single. It's hard enough for me to get laid as it is. But now I got to have a Darth Vader mask on.
You know what you do?
Well, not all the time.
All the
not
chicks
when you
you
go
want
out
to
the
take
house,
home,
you ain't
just
gonna
make
wear
sure they
that
like
shit.
Darth Vader. That's all.
I got to
wear
start
that
picking
shit
up
when you
chicks
go
at
out the
Comic-Cons.
There you go.
Well, see, I know certain people that have to have, like, I didn't know why, but they had to have the sleep app machine, like Fat Bastard.
Yeah.
Pappy Z's, we had to hook up a whole generator just for him
Yeah.
so he could plug in this machine.
Wow.
I'm like, I don't want to be connected to my car. There's got to be a different way, a different fucking
Get
way.
a mobility scooter with a trailer.
Fuck.
Well, it's something.
And
I'm
then
trying to give
if
you
I gotta
ideas,
wear,
man.
there's certain ones like they got little smaller ones, and then they got the real big ones that cover damn near your whole face. I gotta make it, especially if I gotta wear this fucking thing. I'm gonna make it my own. It's gonna look cool, so I might have spikes and shit all over it or whatever. Some shit. I ain't gonna be walking around.
Personalize it.
Yeah, I would rather be one of them people who have to carry that little purse with the machine on it and have oxygen tubes in my nose.
Right.
Because at least with that, you could connect it to a fucking bong or a vape or some shit. I've seen the design. I know I could come up with that. But the sleep app machine, I don't know what the fuck. That thing's, I mean, from what I understand about it, I haven't done any kind of research on it. But from what I just understand about it, it looks like a fucking iron lung on your face. It is the Darth Vader thing, just not cool looking. So, yeah. I don't know about all that shit there. And then apparently they got some new shit now that you have to come in every couple of weeks. And I don't know if it's the machine itself or something they could check in you. But if you don't use the machine, they take it back from you. Which is understandable, but if you look at the logistics of it and the financials of it, your insurance already paid for that shit, whether you use it or not.
Yeah, but the point of the matter is if you're not going to use it, somebody that needs it's going to use it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they won't. The thing about those is, because I thought about that too. That makes a whole lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't. Because it's considered, like they might use, if it has the little machine on the side, they might use the little machine again.
Mm-hmm.
But from the tube of that machine up, they have to throw that all away.
Well, yeah.
Because it's considered medical waste or whatever. So, I mean, motherfucker, you're just going to throw this shit away, get me my Vader mask whether I use it or not. That's like saying, I paid almost $1,000 for my Harley Davidson bifocal glasses, real deal glasses. Them motherfuckers don't work for shit. I was very pissed at them. But I ain't giving them motherfuckers back to you. Them bitches are paid for.
Right.
They look pretty on my fucking shelf. They say Harley on the side. I wear my fucking dollar readers. But, I got Harley Davidson real deal glasses. Shit. Take my shit from me because I don't fucking wear them motherfuckers? The hell? Ugh. Alright. How's your fucking tongue? Is it you got a fat tongue?
No, I got a regular tongue. As far as I know, I've never been diagnosed with anything.
What about you, Greg?
No one's ever checked my tongue, to be honest with you.
No, I mean, I don't have no.
What's real
But
weird
I don't
about it?
sleep either.
Well, what's real weird, and now that I look back and I'm connecting dots and shit, like I remember when I was younger, I had to have been maybe 3rd or 4th grade. They used to have me in a speech class because I used to go all the time when I talked. Like my mouth just had too much spit.
Right.
Nowadays, I don't have enough. I can cotton mouth like a motherfucker.
Because you smoke.
Well, yeah. But I mean, wondering if that might have not helped me back in the day. Give me some indica, bitch. Let me smoke a joint and I don't have to be fucking an extra hour in school.
Well,
But now that I'm thinking now, as I get older with the fat tongue, I'm wondering if that didn't have something to do with my speech issues when I was a kid.
could have.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm. I don't
Possibility.
know. Don't know. How about all right, we'll switch up the subject because I'm sure nobody else wants to hear about this boring shit. I did a show last night out in, I guess it was Cleveland, the East End, West. I don't know. Cleveland, Akron, Toledo. That all seems the same to me. And you know. But anyways, I'm at Coventry and B-Sides. Apparently, it's a highly recognized, well-known club or whatever out at that end, comedy club. To me, it's just another damn bar. Very odd, though. Very, very odd. We walked in, the upper half, it was like a 2-level thing. Upper half was nice, you know, like a higher class type deal. And then start walking downstairs, and it looked like a metal bar. Skulls everywhere, black and yellow decor. It was almost like they tried to do a kind of a dark Hawaiian theme type deal.
Okay.
They had like mean looking tiki masks and skeletons and shit like that.
That's kind of weird.
I got a couple pictures outside on the back. I was on the back patio in front of one of the tiki skeletons. Done up pretty nice. It was a kind of a weird setup, but it was done up pretty nice. Anyways, on the stage, or the wall behind the stage, there were metal type posters. There was one with a priest getting a blowjob from a nun. Her face was covered up with a Bible. You know, they won't show it, but it was a band cover. I forget what the name of the band was. Then there was another poster of a nun with her tits out and like horns on her head and like a pentagram, you know. And it was another band thing, and it was a couple other bands. But this was a predominantly black bar.
Okay.
I mean, nothing wrong with it, but I've never seen a black metal bar.
Right.
And they were playing like rap and R&B type music, so that kind of threw me out of my element too. But I mean, I even asked the dude, Ant Morrow, he's running it. He's a pretty big name in Cleveland new comedy. I'm like, dude, did you guys rent this place, or is this like your? He's like, no, this is our spot. It's like, this is looking kind of white. I mean, I didn't know how else to put it to him. I was like, this. I mean, I don't know what's going on. It's just, this is a metal fucking place.
Yeah.
I mean, and he's like, no, I don't know. It was a weird atmosphere. People were cool as shit.
Kind of off for the crowd that you saw.
I'll tell you what, though. I know how everybody's saying Cleveland is coming back, or people like to talk, you know, about this and that. And I don't knock anyone who's trying. But where we were at was one of the biggest false advertising towns that I've ever seen in my life. It was almost like a Hollywood studio. We pulled up, and it looked like almost like a college campus. There were like it looked like dorms almost. They had balconies and shit, you know, all in front. Very fucking nice. Almost like a kind of New England-y type motif in the architecture. Fucking archways in the in and out the doorways and shit. You know, very nice. And then right next door to it was a bunch of shops and stuff. And that's where, you know, the club that we were at was in. But when I went through the club and went through the back to get to the back area where there was a smoking area, you see the real look of that town. The back of them buildings were shitty as fuck looking. They had power, the power line, the things that Aaron Brockovich, remember that movie Aaron Brockovich?
Yep.
Where she was suing everybody because, you know, they had them cancer boxes above everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt the cancer on my head as I was outside smoking. That's how close these boxes were. Here, Greg. And you look out the back, past the fence, and it's the same almost type of buildings, no fancy front of them. Just it looked almost like Tiananmen Square. Like, you know how the Chinese people got them buildings and they just live on top of each other?
Yeah.
Look just like that. I'm like, what the? How do you go from the good neighborhood to the ghetto in less than a driveway?
It's like that.
I mean, it was real. And then, you walk down, and right there in front, look like campusy, little steps and shit. There's people sitting there.
Yeah.
But it was almost like a hippie flea market.
Right.
Like there was little white girls selling like T-shirts and shit like that in the daylight.
Yeah.
When you go back out there at nighttime,
It was a different
just
story.
a bunch of homeless people sitting on the fucking steps and shit. Very weird element. People were still nice, but very liberal out there. I did get a few laughs on my comedy. But anybody who knows me, I get kind of edgy, to say the least. And the first thing I said was, because there was only like 3 white folks in the bar.
Yeah.
I was like, I asked them if I was like at a BLM rally or some shit like that. Did BLM rally let out? They didn't like that too much. They didn't like that too much at all. Then I made a comment about the posters. I'm like, are you guys sure this ain't some white hate something that we got sucked into or whatever? I mean, we got the priest over here getting a blowjob. We got Marilyn Manson's, daughter sitting there playing with her nipples. One of the other posters looked like it was kind of like some kind of maybe a communist, whatever the fuck. It was white. It seemed like we was at a white hate, a white hate rally. They didn't like that either. Oddly enough, though, I bring up the Jewish oven joke. Everybody laughed their ass off. One Jewish kid in there. He wasn't too happy.
Well.
But all the black folks laughed at the Jewish joke. Very odd. So then I tell the story about my daughter and her snatch hair, which was kind of funny to them. And a couple other ones, I got the crowd back for a quick minute. But then, again, my personal PSA against racism, they fucking hated it. Oh my God, I thought I was going to get stabbed. Because, simple, and I say it damn near every time I perform, the racism is stupid. Don't believe all the hype that the media is pushing on everybody. We're all the same.
Right.
And if you look in a used condom, we were all white at one time.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's a good one.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody liked that at all, especially the table with the Motorola black folks on it.
Oh.
They didn't like that at all.
Well, poor haters.
I mean, but you know what? Just like I always say, nobody in that bar is going to remember the story about my daughter.
Nope.
Nobody in that bar is going to remember the story about me shitting on myself. Nobody in that bar is going to remember anything I said about them posters.
They're just going to remember
What they're
everything
gonna,
horrible you
but
said.
what they will remember is the condom thing. What they will remember is anything else that was fucked up, and they'll be telling their people about it. Oh, there was some Puerto Rican in there, and he said this racist shit, this and that. And that's how the name gets out. That's how y'all haters is making me famous. And don't stop. Don't stop. Because, even the people who did like me, they're just going to be like, oh, he was funny. I don't remember any of his shit. But the people who fucking don't like me, this motherfucker said we was all white in the condom.
Isn't that how Howard Stern got started?
Yeah.
Everybody that liked him, listen to him. Everybody that hated him, listen to him
and,
more.
Yeah, and he
And
had
they
better
proved it.
ratings from people who hated him than people who liked him.
And
And
they
the
proved
most the most prevalent answer why was
To
they
see
want to
what
hear
he
what he
has to say next.
Yeah, they want to hear what he says next.
Right.
So, love you, haters. Love you, love you, love you.
You're not losing any sleep over them.
No.
Just the fat tongue, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. And again, I was always told I eat a hell of a pussy.
Well,
9 out of 10 women fucking, think my skills are good. You get them one assholes here and there, and just, well, fuck off.
Right.
But hey, I mean, it is what it is. I'd rather have a fat tongue than a fat. Anything else? Well, no. I mean, I could use a couple more centimeters on girth on the cock, but that's just my own self-degradation. Yeah. It's okay to be long, but if you ain't hitting the sides, then you're just ringing a dinner bell from a distance.
Oh, that's horrible. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Speaking of ding dong, we should
That's the
take a
throwing
break
a hot
here.
dog down the hallway thing.
Oh, I done had a few of them. I kind of actually like.
No, I'm saying it's kind of the same thing.
No, this is like tossing a hot dog against the wall in the hallway and trying to make it bounce to the other side.
Oh shit. That's
Yeah.
horrible.
That's one ding, no dong.
Yeah. So with that being said, I'll leave that image in your head. We're gonna take a quick break and we'll be back.
One ding, no
See you in a
dong.
minute.
I do notice that it is in my own perception.
Cody, 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 Cody. Cody, 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 Cody.
Is official mob business.
All right, and we are motherfucking back.
Yes, sir.
All right, so off the scene, we come up with 2 topics. We're gonna finish up the topic of the last thing. I was talking about this cock ring that I got.
That definitely wasn't the last thing we was talking about.
Yeah.
No, it was not.
Because I said that I didn't think
No,
my
that was
dick
one of
was
the
fat
first
enough
things
to
we-
fit in
I
the cock
think
ring.
that's when we went off air.
Right, we went off
Yeah,
air.
and then you
So that
started-
didn't get that.
We
Nobody
had a whole
heard that?
nother
No,
conversation
nobody-
after that.
nobody
was
heard
not
that
the last
shit.
thing we talked
Terrible.
about.
Well, see, I done brought it
Yeah.
up now.
I'm just saying.
No, you brought it up.
Right.
Again,
We're
like
just
I
saying,
said, I
yeah,
just
it
brought it
wasn't-
up now, so now you can't just leave
Yeah.
that shit hanging.
Right.
Like I had this, and I actually have 2 of them because, dude, I've never had. I got a bunch of toys. I like playing, having fun with my females, when there is a female. But I have a plethora of toys and devices,
Right.
and I have this thing. It's called the Batman. Oh, I call it the Batman because it looks like Batman's head.
50 Shades of Marco.
But it looks like Batman's head, like the cowl with the 2 points on top. It's like a silicone rubber thing.
Right.
And you can use it as a cock ring or just as a vibrator.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you don't even have to eat pussy if you use this thing. Because it works this well. The Batman is fucking crazy, dude. The Batman, I mean,
The Batman.
it works so well that I bought 2 of them because I'm afraid one of them might blow out. I mean, it has taken, like, I don't get the crimp neck no more. I don't, you ain't down there with the ones that, like lick this way or that way in the rock. You just use this, they don't want their pussy eaten. You just find the fucking clit and put it on the first setting and they go nuts. Second setting, they're fucking like toes are curling. Third setting, dude. I mean, chick, even the hardest of chicks who take forever to nut, I guarantee. I mean, I put my fucking like my stamp of approval on the Batman. And
All right.
now here's the odd thing about it, though. Do you know where I got this thing? Like, cause I've been to like all different kinds of stores. Something like that, because it's rechargeable and waterproof.
Right.
And it's real fancy. It has like gold, like plating and shit, and it lights up different colors and shit. Got a bunch of different settings.
Is it actually called the Batman?
No.
That's what you call it.
Yes.
Okay.
Dude, I bought it at one of them bin stores.
Well, I didn't know.
Brad's trying to find this thing.
No, I'm not. I'm
I
not.
wouldn't know how to find it. I wouldn't know where to find them again.
Right.
I got it at a bin store. Them places that like buy pallets of shit. And
Yeah.
they just,
Yeah.
dude, man. I mean, fucking crazy. The shit. Everybody knocks that shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, actually, it's a lot. I would say it's a step up from going to a flea market or garage sale because these things are mostly like returns or just shit
overstocked
that like
pallets that
and
they didn't
returns
sell.
meaning they weren't used. It's returns like I didn't order this shit or my wife caught me buying this or my husband caught
Yeah.
me buying this or
Yeah, I had to send it back.
a lot of times the pallet gets nicked on the side and they just return the whole pallet of goods.
Right.
I got a buddy of mine who has his own store full of this stuff. He makes a killing because he gets the ones that, again, like maybe fall off of a fucking skid or some shit. Or
Right.
a lot of these stores get picky with that
Damaged
shit.
pallets.
And you might get 1 or 2 bad whatever. Say like you got a pallet and it has like ceiling fans and TVs and games and diaper, because they're mixed up.
Right.
And a tow motor backs into it and breaks just one of the ceiling fans. Or maybe breaks one of the cases that has shampoo in it.
Yeah.
Now that whole pallet is no good. Well, the companies on both ends
They're gonna sell
kind of
the
make
shit
out.
underneath of the damaged part. That's
Still
good to go.
The trucking companies are insured, so they make a little bit past what they have to pay for it. So that's how they get their end, and without because I'm sure if they were a little bit more careful and didn't get that backup, they
Right.
wouldn't have all these fucking pallet stores. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And also the stores are insured. So the store makes out from their own insurance, plus they get the whatever was worth the pallet from the insurance from the trucking company, and they get to sell these fucking stacks and stacks of stuff.
So,
Or because the disposal on most of this shit is a lot more than selling the fucking,
so
the shit
bottom line though is you went to basically Ben Voyage,
Yes, yeah, that's
bought
exactly
a
what
cock ring, and called it the Batman.
Yep.
Okay.
And then it worked so good that I went back and found another one. You know
Oh,
how hard
shit.
it is to do that?
Oh,
to find
He
two.
found two.
Even worse though, and every time I see one, I pick it up, whether it's a garage sale or even at a store, the charger for it.
Right.
It's weird. It's got a USB on one side, and it looks like a mono jack on the other side.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah. So it's a bitch to find them chargers.
Right.
But shit. I mean, and again, like I said, it's a cock ring too. And it made me feel good about myself. Shit, I got to stretch it to get it on. I never thought, I'm like, man, my dick is going to just slip inside. I figured this was going to be a hula hoop from a cock.
Right.
I ain't even going to lie.
It's gonna fall right off. It's gonna rotate every time I try to do something.
I got
End
I
up the
guess I
wrong
got
way.
cock
Gonna
anorexia.
stab you in the balls.
When chicks think they're fat as fuck and they're not, well, I think I got a small dick, or at least a thin dick. I know I got a decent length, but I feel like I got a thin cock. But apparently it's it's cock ring dick,
Right.
and them littler ones I don't know how. Like I bought, and I actually passed them out to everybody too. I bought a whole case of cock rings.
A whole case.
Yeah, like a whole gross of them. Like there was.
He's like, fucking if one breaks, I am good.
I mean, like, way back in the day, I remember an ex-girlfriend of mine, she bought me a couple of them, and they were almost the same kind.
Right.
And they were expensive as shit, dude.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, I'll give them out as gifts to everybody, hey. But, I don't, have you tried any of them cock rings I gave you, Greg?
I think Scotty took them all. I'm pretty
Love
sure he
Scotty.
did.
Scotty's cock looks like a fucking like one of them fucking eels at the bottom of the ocean. But yeah, them things, man. I guess the purpose of them is to kind of squeeze your cock a little bit so you don't come so quick. That maybe that, but dude, man, that's like wrapping a fucking rubber band around your goddamn finger and leaving it there overnight.
Right.
I don't like that at all. At all. Oh my god.
Well, it's not for everybody. Apparently got to have a needle dick.
That I honestly, again, back in the day, I always thought I had a thin dick, so I used shit like that just to kind of, get the girth there.
Right.
But that, it's been, to my knowledge, the only thing I've ever actually used besides the Batman, as far as going on my cock and going in, is when I had my dick pierced 7 times.
Yeah.
And that was probably because my stupid ass put 10 gauge fucking barbells going down it. And yeah, one chick liked it like a whole lot. Like she was very upset when I fucking took them out. But the other chick I almost sent to the hospital.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was.
Can't be doing
It
that.
wasn't even like a cool, bloody, like a sexual BDSM, anything like that. It was like, oh my
Straight
god,
fucked up.
oh my god, she's gonna fucking die. I felt like I'll never forget this feeling either. The only way you could describe it is, remember that movie 7?
Mm-hmm.
Where the scene where the killer made the dude fuck that hooker with that weird fucking like bladed dildo type deal.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the way I felt, dude. That
Wow.
Oh my god, it was just because if the situation is right, I kind of go into my own like zone,
Yeah.
And you think maybe she's liking it or whatever,
Right.
And you're getting like kind of rough and shit, so you don't know that you're fucking this person up.
Yeah.
Dude, the blood was scary.
You almost literally fucked her to death.
I don't know about that much, but I know if I'd have kept going or whatever and I didn't come out of it, I'd have did some real bad damage. Because and then just me not thinking, young and not thinking at all. First of all, I pierced my own dick 7 times. Look, people, the end result looks really cool, but the whole everything else is not worth it. It's very stupid. But if you're gonna do something like that, do not pierce your dick with a 10 gauge. Anybody who knows piercing know that your first piercings usually start off at like maybe an 18 gauge or a 16. You know, tongues are 14. The higher the number, the smaller the fucking piece of metal. So 10 gauge. 10 gauge. That is what I have in my nipples right now, and I stretch them out, and that is what I have up here. Look how thick that is. Look, is this a 10 gauge? I think this is a 10 gauge. But you see that?
Yeah.
All right, now, usually the 10 gauges have barbells like this.
Right.
That big ass ball there.
Yeah.
So imagine that thickness with those balls on each side going down 14 times because there's a ball on each side.
Yeah.
That's like a chainsaw inside of a chick.
Right.
That's a dull chainsaw inside of a chick.
Right.
Yeah. Again, it looks really cool. It's very impressive to pull it out. And the first couple of weeks when your dick is swole, you got porn dick like a motherfucker. Oh my God, you want to just put pornos on just so your dick get hard, but just look at it. You're just like, why ain't you like that all the time, motherfucker? What the fuck? It will make you want to start piercing your dick again. No lie.
It's an addiction.
That was like, the biggest cock of my life was it was like 2 months worth. Because the healing is a bitch too. The piercing itself wasn't bad at all. I wasn't even drunk. I smoked I had a bong in front of me, and I had my piercing supplies because I used to do that shit.
It's gonna be fucked up the next show you guys do. How many guys out there got chainsaw dick?
But yeah, I mean that, and then again, to be realistic, unless you're long stroking it, like the only couple of ones that actually do anything is the first inch or two.
Right.
The rest you're just kind of scraping the cave. All the females' fucking real parts that actually, make her come all the different ways. There's the clit and there's the G-spot there. And, there ain't no woman that got a G-spot up in her ovaries. I was just, I made scrambled eggs in that motherfucker. I put a fucking mixer inside her ovary and fucking just ripped shit apart. And that is not a good thing. I'm not bragging at all. It was a very scary situation and moment. And dude, oh my God. I mean that was worse than the nail in the booty hole. We're 1,000 times worse than a nail in the booty hole.
Have you ever had a nail in your butthole?
Pretty damn close.
Well,
Pretty damn close. That was another traumatizing moment. Because I always tell my kids and everybody else, don't knock something until you try it. You gotta try it. You try it at least once.
And you wanted to sit on a nail.
And I didn't even know. Like me and this chick was going at it once upon a time, and she was giving me head, and I was laying there, and I was, just everything was cool, and next thing you know, her finger was like going near my ass, and I'm like, everybody says this, let's just see what this is about, who knows? I got a dude, one of my buddies always talks about a finger in his ass. He fucking loves it.
All right.
But, so let's see. And then it felt like a razor blade, like a double-sided razor blade.
Yeah.
Starting to enter my asshole.
Right.
And she could have only been like maybe a pinky deep. But to me, it felt like I had a razor blade at the bottom of my fucking stomach.
Right.
And get that out. Oh my God. I felt like I was starting to be like Freddy Krueger was molesting me.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So
you don't ever want that.
Nope. that feeling just was like, nope, I tried something, it didn't work out.
And then you got to go for that shit at the hospital. You said about Freddy Krueger coming at you in your dream.
Yeah. Yep, so I tried it, failed attempt, don't need to try it again.
Right.
I mean, hey.
It's not for you.
Just, I found out my limits, with sex with guys. I know I'm not gay, so I'm comfortable around being gays.
Right.
I used to go to fucking swingers clubs.
Right.
And, you ever been in, like, a real deal orgy type deal? Because before I started going to swingers clubs,
threesome.
Like the closest things I was ever in, like, when I was a kid, like 17, 18 years old, there was a couple chicks from Struthers who just let you gangbang them.
Yeah.
And it was like one right after another. And it wasn't like, threesome or orgy type deal. It was just like we were waiting in line. You nutted, okay, next one goes.
Right.
But like to do a real deal, like orgy type, like shit, you ever do anything like that?
No. I said threesome, but
like guy, girl, or girl, guy?
Girl, guy.
Been in a bunch of those. The awkward ones is when the guys are in there.
Yeah.
Especially most of the time the guys are bi. So, to be the straight one in the mix, you try to be polite because you're fucking their wives or whatever.
Yeah. That's a little fucking weird when they give you
your old lady
around.
is, eating my old lady's pussy while I'm banging her. You got to be polite. But again, there's a limit there.
Yeah.
There is a limit there. And I've been tested. Again, I think if I could get past the whole dick thing, I would be gay. I'd be gay like a motherfucker.
Right.
To have somebody at the house helping me to fuck out for real, to have somebody know if I say get me a 10 millimeter fucking ratchet and they or socket and they bring me the 10 millimeter socket within the few steps instead of staring at you. Oh my god. Oh Jesus Christ. Hand jobs all day. I get you to clean my fucking gutters. And you ain't got to bitch about it, and then afterward we're smoking blunts and whatever. Yeah, but I like pussy too much for one, and I just I ain't into any dicks near my face, let alone my asshole.
Right.
I don't even like a finger near my asshole.
Right.
Terrible. The one thing that I do have going for me, though, I have to admit, is if you think about it, and I know Greg hates when I put this thought in his head because it'll sit there for a while. Just think about the biggest shit you've ever taken.
All right.
That is directly related to the biggest dick you could take.
Okay.
Just think about that. And thank goodness I ain't never had no huge fat shits, but I have had some long shits, and that's pretty fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Again, maybe that has something to do with my cock too. Got decent length but no girth. I wonder if that has anything to do with each other. Greg, you're usually the logical person.
I don't think that has anything to do with the other.
Wait a minute, what now?
Wow, man.
Do you think that because I started off the whole conversation with the biggest shit you take is directly related to the biggest cock you could take.
Right.
And I said I've never taken one of them big, huge, fat shits, but I have taken them long shits, and that's terrible. But I'm wondering if that has anything to do with cock size. Because I think, my cock got a decent length, but it's not fat enough. Well, my asshole ain't fat neither. So, I wonder if that has anything to do with it.
I don't know, it might.
Like, if you take a short, fat shit, is that related to, like, you got a short, fat cock? Or
you don't shit the same way every time, you know what I'm saying? To be
No,
Frank,
mine's
about
generally I have 2 stages of shit at this age.
Wow.
You know, I either got a regular shit or I have mud butt. There's no anywhere. There
Okay.
ain't no. Yeah, there's different speeds. You know, sometimes you're sitting on the toilet.
There's different lengths of which it comes out. Different intervals.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about speed as ejection. You know, because
Sometimes you get
that's
splashed
random
in the
now.
ass. Sometimes you don't.
That's random now. You know, you think you're farting and pow, you just shotgun the fucking toilet bowl.
You stand up, water's leaking all over the floor. Like, what
Oh,
the
I
fuck
fucking
happened?
hate that dude. Like, and I didn't start realizing it until I owned my own house,
Right.
and I had to clean my own toilet.
Right.
You know, because unless you have some bad mud butt, you know, then you kind of paint the bowl. But you don't know how you really don't tell how you shit until you are a single man with your own bathroom. Nobody else uses this toilet but me. And you look under the toilet, like, you know how you lift the lid to fucking take a piss?
Yeah.
You know, lift the seat. When that looks like a cheetah, it's polka dotted all the way around.
Oh, wow.
Like, I don't even know how
That
that
mean-
happens because
It
there's
means
a
way
rim.
too much splashed in the water.
You know, that part goes down over the porcelain.
Yeah.
So that part should never even come in contact with any kind of splashage
Well-
or any kind. So, you know, that means shit had to fly down with the velocity that was so hard that it fucking bounced.
Yeah, like
it didn't
cannonball.
sink. It didn't get to mix. It bounced off the water, shot back up,
Exactly.
and scattered like a fucking shotgun.
Exactly.
And it happens a lot.
Well,
Well, what? That's terrible. That's what well is.
you gotta clean it.
Yeah, well, no shit. You gotta, yeah.
Can't let it build up.
Dude, you know, I have to admit, as a man, like, I don't have the typical nasty shit that, you know, when most
I
women...
guess that's why they say shit happens.
You know, have it in the bathroom. I've had to deal with tampons all over in bathrooms. I've had to deal with bras and nasty drawers and stank ass feet and all that shit, hair and all that. Nah.
Good times.
But
Well,
my biggest issue, and it's my own self, is the splatter bowl, dude.
yeah.
And I still can't even explain it. I'm a logical person. I try to debunk anything before I go conspiracy. And yeah, that somehow shit comes out. It has a possibility of coming out and bouncing off water instead of. 'Cause you would think if it was like, if it would have mixed with the liquid, and the liquid would have splashed, which is just as fucking bad, you know. It's just a logical answer. But if it would splash, then it wouldn't be so thick or caked on. You know, it might be a little stain, but this is shit splatters. You know, I gotta grab baby wipes to fucking wipe the bottom of my goddamn thing down. Terrible. Fucking terrible.
Oh my god. Well, I can't explain it to you because I don't understand. I understand what you're talking about, but I don't know why it happens.
It's like when
Other than the velocity theory, I would think.
I have no clue. It's like, it's one of the few unsolved mysteries I have. Just like, you know, I realized this just happened recently. I talked about it at the show last night, but I didn't really get the whole feel of it out there because it was my last little story. But I found out, you know, a lot of comedians talk about it. As you get older, you know, you can't control, you know, when you're pissing. You always you shake it a couple times, and then, you know, maybe 5-10 minutes later, you got some dribblage down there in your jaws. You get that little wet spot or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that. You know what I've had? You ever just get hard and the girl just be like, "Nah, I can't," or "I gotta go," or a kid wake up, and then you got the little bit of pre-cum to fuck up your drawers for the night. I'm
Right.
cool with that. I'm fine with that. What I found out is that your asshole stops talking to you.
What do you mean?
whether you like it or not, whether it's subconscious or not, your asshole talks to you. Your asshole will let you know when you got a shit. Your asshole will let you know if it's gonna be like a bad shit. You know, when your butt gets warm, especially from a fart, then you know that's gonna
We'll watch the
that's
fuck
gonna
out.
be bad. Or you'll feel the bubble guts, and you know that'll let you
Well,
your ass
yeah.
will let you know.
When me and Scotty ate that chip, that hottest chip, my stomach definitely let me know next morning.
We were just watching that video
Look,
2 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah.
I had that feeling like if you don't go to the bathroom now, you are definitely gonna fucking shit yourself.
But again, your asshole will let you know.
Yeah,
Up
it
until
told
a
me
certain
there's
point.
fire coming out right now.
Now, and the universe let me know that this was how. This was probably like it was like pregame, motherfucker. You better watch the fuck out.
You
This
got a
is your
turtle
first.
head poking
This
out.
is your first warning. You didn't do it in public. I'm gonna let you know. Man, I got up like I normally do. I'm getting ready for the day, trying to at least. I got my bong next to my fucking bed. Filled it up, sat up, lit my bong, farted, which I didn't even know the fart was coming. That's part of the asshole letting you know about stuff. Usually, you know, you could tell a fart is coming. And shit myself. And the bad thing is I didn't fart and shit myself, so it wasn't a shark. I farted and then the ass just let go. It was like, I'm up too early for this. I am not ready for this yet. My ass, dude, like,
Like,
and
this
it
one's
wasn't
not
even
air,
like a
it's
little, like,
actually
you know,
poop.
when you have a little bit, like, when you shark, you kind of just get a little bit of, you know, it still ruins the draws, but you get just a little bit there. You have walkable, you know, you can walk. No.
You full on shit yourself?
Yeah, dude, I'm talking about felt it down on my calf, shit myself.
Oh,
I had the penguin walk like I had just got robbed by a hooker getting a blowjob
that sometimes it
to the
happens.
fucking bathroom. Fucking dogs, the dogs that stay in my room, all like to line up in the pathway to my bathroom.
You know how to
So,
rectify this? Depends.
It depends if I know when I got a shit or not.
Well, get some diapers. You won't have to worry about it either way.
Oh, dude.
Be like, all right, I'm straight with that.
And then, like, you know, you go to pull it off your pants, and there was so much shit that it didn't go through the drawers, but as I'm pulling the pants off, it got shit on my pants. So now I got to
God.
change. Dude, it was a total reset for the day.
Like, I had to change my
Total
socks in every fucking thing.
yeah,
Get back
dude.
in the shower.
I threw the socks away. I threw my fucking drawers away. The pants just had a little bit of shit on them, so I cleaned the pants. But
I just straight up threw that shit out.
yeah, it was a total reset. When the universe, you know, does that to you in the morning, that means you were not supposed to be up doing whatever you was about to do at that time.
You should have went back to sleep.
It totally took at least 2 hours of my day to rectify that whole situation.
Wow.
Terrible. I even put it on Facebook. It was terrible. You know, I was doing something else just out of nowhere. Same thing. I farted and I shit. And luckily, it was just a little bit. It gave me the creamy cheeks. You know the creamy cheeks, right?
Yeah.
It's like
Where you
just
can slide
it's
around
like
and
Yeah.
shit.
swamp ass, but you have like soap between your cheeks.
Yeah.
So make sure swamp ass is soap. And depending on what you ate, there might be a chunk or two in there. Yeah.
Horrible.
That'll ruin a whole roll of toilet paper.
Right.
All right, so Greg had a story about catching on fire in a car.
No, I didn't catch on fire.
No, you didn't. You had the story.
But one of the first cars I had, now remember, young and dumb. Young and dumb. Like, shouldn't even been driving this car young and dumb. I ran a hot wire with brown extension cord. And now, mind you, it
What
gets
do you
back.
mean? That was the back in the day. That was Radio Shack Special.
Wow.
Right, but I didn't have Radio Shack special amps. I had bought some shit off of my buddy that had some serious shit. But anyway, not only did I run brown extension cord wire, but I ran it way too fucking long, like 10 foot, you know, so I had coils of this shit like on on the floorboard behind the driver's seat. You know, like on.
PSA for everybody. If you're gonna do something this stupid, which we do not recommend
At all.
use the green ones, not the brown ones, because the green ones are indoor outdoor.
It wasn't green, brown, purple, yellow, and it wasn't working. But anyhow,
That just says that I did it too.
yeah, don't use that.
Don't do it.
Use grandma's lamp shade, fucking it's cords and shit. None of that
Nope.
shit. But anyhow,
Nope.
so I had it coiled up on the floor, you know, right behind the driver's seat. Then it ran up along the seat and went up behind the seat, right where it folded down, you know, in the back. And there was like an extra piece, and then the back of the seat. So there was like 3 inches, and then the cord ran like into the seat. So we were just coming across the Gerard McDonald Bridge, and I was coming down the other side, and somebody said, "Dude, your floorboard's glowing." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And then next thing you know, the car starts filling up with smoke. Fucking, the whole car was full, and now this is back in the day when the starter jackets and all that shit were of
I had a
fame.
few.
And this chick had a brand spank, like just bought it like 3 hours ago, brand new starter jacket, right? And she was the one sitting on the side of the seat where the hot wire went through the seat.
Oh, you
she
caught this
fucked
girl
up.
on fire.
Listen, car filled up with smoke. I'm like, oh shit. So as soon as I hit the end of the bridge, I hit the parking lot right there. Now it's snowing, there's snow and ice and all that shit all over the place. And we stop. I get out, and as soon as I get out, I turn around and look, and dude, I swear to God, you know, electric stove, how they got the red coil, that's what my fucking floorboard looks like, dude. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, everybody needs to get the fuck out, dude. I'm throwing snow and shit. This chick gets out of the car, dude, and it went up, like, it caught right where her jacket was sitting, and it just kept fucking burning up the back of it.
Oh, fuck, dude.
Her girlfriend jumps out of the car with her and notices that she's, like, on fire, and she starts fucking pushing her into the fucking snow and, like, trying to get her out and shit. Oh, dude, it was horrible. Horrible. But
So
we got
you-
it out. You know, luckily it didn't go up in flames, but...
You not
God.
only caught the car on fire, you caught somebody on fire.
Right. And you know who it was?
Also.
You don't know who it was. You remember Penguin? Darlene? Little short chick, lived over on the west side? Ran around with
Yes,
little
I
Mandy
do.
and shit?
Yes, I do.
Her. So you can imagine that
Oh,
this chick was,
shit.
you know, one of them ghetto-fied white chicks, you
Yeah.
know. Motherfucking me in the middle of this parking lot police station, like
Yeah.
half a block down the road. And she's screaming at me, dude. Oh, dude, it was bad.
That I've been like, you could walk on the other side of the street.
Yeah, I almost burned down a car. It was funny. And trust me, I've almost burned down quite a few after that, but...
See, like I've got like had cars that caught on fire, but it was mostly under the hood. The similarity to that story that we done, like my brother Louie and I fucking hooked up the radio in this beat up car he had, and we used a boom box, but of course the boom box had, you know, 110 plug, and we had no clue what a power inverter or any of that shit was back
Right.
then. So what we did was we took one of them extension cords and we used the green one because it was waterproof, and we ran that as a hot wire. We never had a problem. The fucker played. I mean,
Right.
I'm sure you would fuck some shit up these days, but I mean, fuck, it worked. But yeah, I remember my mom had a fucking station wagon one time when we lived in the projects, and I have no clue where she got it from, none whatsoever. It just appeared, especially for being in the projects. My mom's station wagon caught on fire under the hood, and it was an old carburetor, all kind of fucking flames. And she grabbed hay. We're in the projects, people. Just think about that. This is not a rural area that
Right.
hay is, especially there.
Right.
She grabbed hay and was fucking beating the flames with hay. Do you know how many things that are wrong with what I just said?
Yeah.
Besides the
Multiple.
projects
Mhm.
and you know,
Hay.
the hay
Well,
appearing.
hay catches on fire real quick.
Yeah,
Right,
very
yeah.
quick.
You're beating a
very,
fire with
very
one of the
quick.
most flammable fucking things
Right.
that you can find on Mother Earth.
And obviously, if your carburetor's on fire, you got some kind of fuel squirting issues or some shit. So now you're just covering this hay that is flying everywhere with fuel.
Right.
Yeah, fire department had to come and put that car out. Weirdly enough, it started and went after that. So maybe she beat something back into place or whatever. But yeah. Hey, don't use it. Don't find something else. find something better. Definitely. Now I have been in a situation where I was in, I don't even know how to explain it, but I was engulfed in the flames of like a 6 or 7 car fire, like a mad huge fire that I kind of started.
Setting cars on fire?
Well, when I worked at the junkyard, I worked in the yard, and the guy who works up on top is supposed to drain all the vehicles, all the fluids. There shouldn't be any kind of training fluid, oil, or gas in any of these vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was sent down to cut. I had to cut out some kind of support under one of these big trucks, like a big dually type truck, and it had just rained a few hours ago. Nothing heavy, but there was puddles right under the truck. Didn't smell any kind of gas. Didn't smell it. There was no sheen on it that made it, that was oil or anything.
Right.
There was no indication that I was in anything that was flammable. Start cutting this thing off, dude. I seen like 2 little sparks go towards the back. Next thing you know, dude, I don't even know how I made it out of there. Honestly, I don't. I was literally covered in flames. And the whole truck caught on fire. My tow truck that was lifting that truck up, which had oxygen and acetylene on the back of it, was chained to this car. I couldn't get it off. I managed to crawl out of it. Now the truck behind it is on fire, and the car next to it is on fire.
Oh, shit.
Dude, and then, like, I have to admit, I never believed in them stories where, like, the mom, saw a kid under a car and she lifted it up, or, them mad adrenaline things. There was no way I should have been able to pick up these tanks, because they were full big tanks that were on the back of my truck. Get them things off with that much heat, like I unscrewed them the right way, and pick them up, jump off the side of a tow truck and carry them over my shoulder, like to a safe distance away.
Yeah.
Did that shit twice, dude, because I was afraid. Like, I had people coming down. If those things would have exploded, we'd all been fucking dead. Those 2 tanks with all them vehicles on fire, the shrapnel alone would have fucked us all up.
Right.
Dude, I had people screaming at me to get the fuck away. So I have to admit, that was probably the one time I could probably, I probably used up my one time. One of my kids are going to be fucking dying. And, nope, you used it already.
Yep, you done.
Yeah, you saved the junkyard that fucking, died 2 years later.
Right.
Either way. I mean, but that was the closest thing I was ever in a fire far from a vehicle.
Right.
Scary shit. Mad scary shit.
Alright, so we should take our next break.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about... Ooh, fuck.
No, don't talk about that.
That was a big-ass gulp of Jack.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, oh, my
Jack
goodness.
Daniels in that cup.
Yeah. I'm going to get to the few topics that I wanted to talk about, because there's kind of serious shit that I should have started off with before we started bullshitting. But we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to get back to some political shit.
Right.
Cody, Cody, Cody. Cody, 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 Cody.
We on?
Yep.
We motherfucking on. We're back. All
Yes,
right.
we are.
So on this last stretch, I'm gonna hit on a couple serious things that just been bothering me,
Oh, here we go.
and I guess I want to prepare for the unleashing on the snowflakes tomorrow, because I'm gonna probably bring these things up in deep space tomorrow. We got first of all, I said this once, I'll say it 1,000 times. America is one of the greatest countries, if not the greatest country, because we ingrain the beliefs in our children of a better world. Problem is, as generations went on, they felt like these things that we worked for and these privileges that people died so we could have were our rights, and that around the world, and it's like that everywhere, and you're supposed to have that. God gave you this shit. No, the fuck it's not. Perfect world, maybe, but again, we're not there. You do not have the right to health care. You do not have the right to housing. You do not have a right to a certain wage of work. You do not have a fucking right to free money while you sit and watch your friends or your family bust their ass at work because they're essential. And if you do take advantage of any of these services, you humble your fucking self and you realize that this is not a right and this is not permanent, and you be goddamn thankful for it, whether it came to you in bad terms or not. The big thing now is the Supreme Court, and I don't know how they bypassed it, but the Supreme Court said the moratorium on the housing is going away. That means all the people... Now, originally it was put into place for the people who lost their jobs or cut their hours or whatever, so they couldn't get kicked out of their houses during the pandemic. But as we see with everything else, people take advantage of the situation. So a lot of people got real cushy on sitting at home rent-free.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody realizes, they make these people who own the houses, who own the apartments, who own the buildings, to look like they're pieces of shit out here. Who is feeding them people? Who is giving them people the money, the income that was coming in from all these homes, all these apartments, that now the government says they don't have to pay the rent? The government ain't reimbursing for that. The government didn't, give so much, not even half, not a little bit. Nope, the government just said you can't kick these people out. Now, all of a sudden, it's a big, I've heard shit from racial to poor to you can't do that and housing is a right. No, the fuck it is not. How did it was kind of fucked up before, but in the past 2 years, how in 2 years did a whole generation flip to all this shit should be given to them for free? Nobody perfect example. And this is a lot with my youngest daughter. And, she's all over TikTok, she's all over social media, and that's the only thing that I could even fathom that she would get this from, because she doesn't watch regular TV shows or anything like that. Just like when I used to, even now to this day, if somebody takes me out to eat, but especially when I was a kid, if my parents took me out to eat, my mom or whatever, first of all, that was a big thing. You didn't just go out to eat for no fucking reason. My kids think that shit is a thing now, but no. When I was growing up, we got to go to Ponderosa, which was a buffet But that was like some birthday type shit. That was some, you got a good, got A's or whatever, some shit like that. McDonald's was not a regular. That was not a staple or anything like that. Pizza was on one night, maybe every couple of weeks, and that's if the family was coming over to watch TV or whatever. This little bitch, every time I take her somewhere, for some and I think she does it on purpose, she will make sure she has the most expensive shit on the fucking menu. 90% of the time won't eat it all and will complain the whole time. I think she got the complaining thing from my mom. My mom will complain about Jesus giving her free gold. Something will be wrong with it. But who the fuck, and then, have the nerve to kind of like, it was, I don't want this. Or, bitch, if I paid over fucking $5 for your meal, you better eat every goddamn thing on that plate. And don't go to a fucking steakhouse or some shit like that and order a fucking, or where did we go? I think we went to, oh my God, it was some expensive, maybe an Italian restaurant or some shit like that. And she ordered a fucking hamburger. Bitch, you do know there was a Burger King right out down the street, like a block down the road, right? You wanted to, and then to pay damn near $10 for just the burger?
Yeah, but man, listen. There's because I get sick of fast food too. And like when you go to,
I get that, dude. That's why I go. I try to find different restaurants.
Me, even going to a steakhouse, I'll be the first motherfucker. If I don't want to get ribs, I'm getting a burger. I'm not a big steak person. I never was. You know what I mean? But I'll fuck up a steak. Don't get me wrong.
Well,
but,
see, as far as the burger thing is, because like I've paid in upwards $15 to $20 for a burger.
Right.
But those are like them ones you see on TV and shit, like. So I understand that. But this is a 17-year-old girl who barely does a chore, who sits on her ass all the time, who I still to this day cannot figure out how she squeezed in the honor roll. I don't know. I hate to say it, she's my baby girl, but I don't know if she blew a teacher or some shit or what. Because she was doing mighty goddamn crappy. But she brought it out the hole. I don't knock her for that. I don't know how she did it, but, it's scary to think of how. Anyways, that is
what
probably
the fuck? But anyway,
you don't, if I went somewhere to get me a bowl of grits and some coffee and you're ordering, I want 2 waffles and I want 2 pancakes and I need the scrambled eggs and could I have some of this? And could I have fresh fruit on the side? And each and everything that she wants is extra on the side of everything. My meal come to $5. Your meal come to $20. I ain't fucking you. And even, the chicks that I did, you had to be like my boo-boo. Like something had to be.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna say I never did it. But, man, the Jew in me don't let me do no shit like that.
But I tell you what, talking about steaks and all that shit, you ever been to Station Square up there?
Excellent steaks, expensive as fuck.
The filet.
Yeah, the filet mignon, dude. I love the taste of a filet mignon.
Right.
That's why I can't order it, because usually it's the most expensive, especially a good one, and I could eat like 5 of them bitches. Because they fat as fuck, but they small as hell. I mean, and there's no fat, there's no, nothing. It's the type of meat that I like, but I like it so much, and the way I fucking eat, shit. I'll spend $100 in filet mignons.
Right.
It'd be like,
yeah.
So,
oh my God.
Dude,
my mouth watering right now. God damn it.
But yeah, I mean, but the whole point of that was, I mean, like, I don't know where she lost her humility on that shit, or where she lost her, like she acts like she deserves this shit. But I fucking feel bad for whoever she starts dating. That first real late, oh my God.
boy.
My baby girl is either going to get her ass whooped or she is going to torture some poor soul to, oh my God. Because she has that, she's going to have, I see it now. She has that quality in her where you think you're going to fix her. You think things are going to be good. You think, because she'll kind of give you a little bit of love there for a quick second, then a cunt. Cunt. Ungrateful cunt.
Mm-hmm.
And dude with a smile on her face. Like, what did I do wrong? What the fuck you mean? I'm your dad. Don't give me this bullshit. All right, so, these people out here, and I'm seeing this, a lot of younger people. It ain't poor folks. It ain't people who are struggling. It's a lot of these fucking younger snowflakes out here pissing and moaning that they gotta pay rent again. Oh, now you gotta go back to your $16 an hour McDonald's job and pay your bills. You fucking spoiled bitch.
Well, see, I'm hearing the opposite. I hear they're bringing the mask back.
Oh yeah, that's gonna happen too. Starting in Giant Eagle Friday. Up here. And I'm sure everybody's gonna follow suit with that. That's another thing I was gonna talk about. I honestly feel like, because if you've seen in the beginning of at the end of the Trump administration and the beginning of the Biden administration, because they were on the total opposite sides, there was a big stink about the teachers' unions.
Right.
And nobody wanted to, I've seen both sides of the union, and I've seen the corrupt, they don't really do what they're supposed to do part. And I've also seen the unions help a lot of people. It just depends on where and whatever.
Right.
But as far as what I'm talking about, and it was a lot of the New York ones, it seemed like the teachers were getting fucked with the unions, and that the unions were more being politicized.
Right.
So it was like at a stalemate, and they were having more and more strikes and shit and all that horse shit. So how do you get rid of that? What was a very good test on getting rid of all that? By making the kids stay at home and go to school, and the teachers doing their jobs online, where you could be anybody from anywhere. You could literally outsource your education to India, over your fucking laptop.
Right.
So I honestly feel like they are going to do this whole lockdown, but it's going to be right before the beginning of the school year. It's going to be all fucking... Because they already spent how many millions of dollars to implement this shit already? They aren't just going to give it up right now. This is going to last at least the next 4 years. Or 3.5 years, whatever the fuck we got left of this horse shit. And the mask, man, oh my God. Fauci already... It's already been proven in the judicial hearings and shit that Fauci's people actually gave money to the Wuhan labs that produced the fucking COVID. It's already out. They're still trying to twist it here and there, but even the bullshit media is kind of breaking down and letting it go and trying to pass the buck to a different subject. But yeah, the Chinese made this shit in their fucking labs. It was made in their lab. Just sit. Get it through your head. Now, how I got out, it's still up in the air. That's what these investigations are supposed to be about. But apparently, we were paying for that shit as taxpayers. Fauci's trying to lie about it. It's all documented. He's still, he's like another Hillary Clinton, man. Like, he has the uncanny ability to deny paperwork. Like, just straight up, just deny paperwork. Shit that is right there in front, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, and then like Nancy Pelosi, I don't even think Biden is running shit anymore. Because, I mean, obviously, like I said, the Supreme Court said that, you know, they have no more right to hold rent or anything like that. But just today, now that was a story from yesterday. Just today, Biden passed another extension on this thing. How the fuck are you doing that? That's Biden's stupid ass. That was like one of them executive orders or whatever. So he's going to catch flack from that. But I'm sure that was there to cover Nancy Pelosi taking the fucking reins, dude. This chick has been off the hook and nobody is saying shit about it. She's she's caught up in an insider trading situation. Same shit Martha Stewart went to jail for. You know, her husband and her, you know, I forget what the stocks is, or if something was supposed to fall or something was supposed to rise. They made millions of dollars on the whole deal. Nancy Pelosi just said, I didn't know anything he was doing. Bitch, even if you hated your husband, y'all live in the same house. You go home to the same... You see that motherfucker at some point in the day. You're 176 years old. Your husband's probably about that age too. You guys are just pretty much dealing with each other now. Each other's income is each other's income. So whether you like him or not, you know what's going on with the finances. Both of y'all. How the fuck you not know about this shit? How have you... Anybody who questions her on it, oh, they get the big fuck-ola. You know, the whole January 6th, you know, where they're investigating Trump's dealings and his responsibility for the riots. Cops came out. They, you know, told their story, like, you know, and it pretty much proven that a lot of these cops let the people in, and half the cops were told not to even come into work. All doing of Nancy Pelosi and the two senators, one of which was from Ohio, who brought the question up why they got ejected from the whole fucking shit. They got rid of damn near every Republican in that whole caucus except one who is like a, you know, he's pretty much a Democrat. What the fuck? Still nobody's looking into the BLM riots at all. At all. Or nobody has even retracted anything about the so-called riots that happened in front of the church that the priest didn't want to happen and that Trump, you know, just popped up. No, never even happened anything like that. At the time, that was all Bill Barr. He saw people in the streets and he told them to clear the streets because the president was coming through. That was it. That was it. Ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. And my last topic of the fucking night, you know, we're going to stop a little early even though we started late. My last topic. You want to start, first of all, this is the only way I could even be cool with all this rent-free shit and all this free healthcare shit and all this, you know, the Biden lie about forgiving all the school shit. You know, already Supreme Court said you can't do that. I don't know even why you told people you could do that. You can't do that shit. Just can't. We're letting thousands of illegals come in through our fucking southern border. They're not even Mexicans anymore. You know, the Mexicans don't even want these people coming through. They're coming from fucking as low as Haiti through our borders. Undocumented, no kind of any kind of testing, anything shit. They're just pouring in by the thousands. Now we got all this shit, you know, because we're leaving the litter box. We got a bunch of Taliban refugees coming in. You know, and it's like a surplus, about hundreds and hundreds of those. So we got them coming in. No problem. No problems at all. Now, We have a big rise up in Cuba. We have which is a mad, oppressed, socialized, communist country. And, they've been oppressed for years and years. I think even Jimmy Carter and a couple other presidents opened up lines for refugees to come across in a shitty way, but still, they gave them something. Just last week alone, we sent back 35,000 Cuban refugees. And the only reasoning that I could see why is because 90% of them are Republican. 90% of them are against all this communist, socialist, liberal horseshit that's being forced down on us. They're all, about America. They're all about, the way we were 8, 10, 15 years ago. I mean, we've made strides, but we had a bunch of setbacks also. But I'm a firm believer that because they are Republican and they don't believe in the horseshit that's being shoved down people's throats, and they believe in work, and they believe in earning what they get, and they believe in doing shit right for the most part. Now, for the most part, 35,000. You guys got to get the fuck out. I can't even call it a racial thing because they're Hispanics too. So that is just our government, this regime that's going on now, cherry picking who's coming in and who's not. If you're going to fucking open the borders, you got to open the borders. That's it. Simple as that. You close the borders, you close the borders. Or if you want to, limit it, you limit it. But it's got to be all the way around to everybody. Every fucking buddy. There weren't 35,000 Mexicans sent back last week. There weren't 35,000 fucking sand people sent back last week. Or anybody else. Just the Cubans. Just the fucking Cubans. Why is that?
Couldn't tell you.
And I'm not going to lie. I mean, because I'm Hispanic too. So I could pick. And if I can't, fuck it, I'm picking anyways. I would rather have Cubans here, especially real deal from the island Cuba here, than Mexicans. And for this reason. I've had enough Chinese food, because most Chinese restaurants around here have Mexicans working there. I've had enough Mexican food, and my roof is fine. But an old school good mechanic, a mechanic that could keep a fucking 80-year-old car looking like it just came off the showroom and he drives it every fucking day, we could use motherfuckers like that.
Right.
Those people know how to work on a steel mill. Those people know how to work a crane. Those people know how to work on a car. Those people know how to work on just about everything. That's old school machinery know-how. We still need that, people. We still need that shit.
Right.
The computers run things, but they run the shit that we build.
Right.
So, yeah, people are all about this technology horse shit, but remember, that technology is replacing your ass.
Right.
But yeah, if I had to pick and choose, I'd pick the Cubans. I mean, if you have to, just in a hypothetical, and I know this is going to sound real fucked up, but just in a hypothetical, of all the refugees, whether the African refugees, there's the Bosnian refugees or whatever, like Russian refugees, the Sand people, Mexicans, Cubans, Haitians, who would you pick? Like, if you had to pick one, peoples, who would you pick to come over?
To me, I'm really not going to care because I'm still going to carry on with my life and do what I got to do.
See,
certain
things do affect our like certain peoples do. Like there's certain people that I have a big issue with them coming over, and it's not because of their race. It's just because of their culture and the way they work things and their inability to adapt. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, but
no matter
wait.
where you come from,
Yeah, but
you're in America now.
I
You don't have them
understand that.
oppressive rules. You get to keep your culture, but you can't force it on nobody.
right.
But like people like from Haiti or from like Nigeria or even like real deal sand people, they want to kind of push that shit on people. I don't like that shit. No, you can stay home.
Well, that kind of stems back to every group always has a radical. Well, not really radical, but like, you know, your Christians, your Jehovah's Witnesses, they all do. You have that group of every type of
Right.
people.
And for the most part, America
So-
has catered to them folks.
Right,
I mean,
and it's
there's little
because they're not
Italy, there's little
getting...
Chinatowns and shit like that.
No, it's because they're not getting away with the shit they want to get away with in their country, so they're coming here and doing what they got to do.
Right.
But at the same time, you have to remember there's just as many people that are coming here doing that are just trying to come here and make it out of their country for the situations they're dealing with. They want the freedom that we want, that we have. You understand?
Right,
what I'm
and I
saying?
get that, and that's the people I have no problem with. But like the ones that
But
come here who are trying
But the
to,
thing is you can't single out one culture, one religion, one nothing, because every one of them has them radicals. Those are the ones we can't fucking stand. And we have the same ones in our religion and race and all that shit that we can't fucking stand because they always want to push shit.
right, but
So-
when we have a situation where, because usually within that whole culture, they take care of that whole situation on their own.
Right.
You know, when the Christians have their issues, they got the Pope and the Vatican and that shit, or when the Jehovah or the Amish or whatever. But for an example, with the Sand People, you know, they pretty much taken over Minnesota for the most part, which is very weird because back when I was growing up, that was a real whitey white type place or whatever. But anyways, and instead of trying to adopt an Americanized way of living and keeping their culture as well, which thousands of people have done, you know, they're still doing like remember the show we did on the girl who the parents and doctor got away with cutting the girl's clit and pussy lips off,
Right.
the genital mutilation. No, we don't do that here. We don't do that here. And if you're going to try to push that and figure out a loophole where you have the right to do that here, and there's more of you who believe in that people they had backing. They had a lot of people who backed them because it was their culture. No, we don't need that here. Now, the other Arab people, Sand people come here who do their thing. I don't care whether, you know, a lot of them got, you know, stereotyped little corner stores, but there's a lot of doctors, welders. Who gives a fuck what you're doing? You do your thing. I don't give a fuck. You're not cutting off nobody's clit. You're not fucking, you know, forcing your shit on nobody. There's no jihad. Fucking do your thing.
Yeah,
You know,
but you're
when
not
we start
gonna...
letting them fucking have their, okay, well, it's their culture, so they're allowed to do it. No. They're allowed to have their culture. They're allowed to have their beliefs. But you want to, you know, smack your daughter in the face with a fucking brick because she got laid at 18 and she wasn't married? Take your ass back to the litter box.
Right.
We don't do that here. We would love to. I know there's plenty of times I would have loved to do some shit like that. Just smack my kid in the face with a brick. Yeah, you know, we don't
Not
do
even
that.
a brick, a whole fucking cinder block. That whole son of a bitch.
Huh.
Not even one of them little ones, the big one.
Or do you know how many marriages that would be saved in America if, you know, we found out your wife was cheating or your wife did some foul shit that, yeah, you want to forgive her, but there's still some kind of punishment. You get to smack, like bury her to her neck and smack her with a fucking brick. And not only that, but have your boys help you. Do you know how that cut down on mouthiness?
Right.
Do you know how much that cuts down on a lot? Now, mind you, it's not right. I don't condone it. But I do think if we had a few of them people in America that kind of thought that way, it would kind of maybe scare the rest of the population. Just an idea, just spitballing that shit there.
Right.
But yeah, you know, they're cherry picking the fucking immigrants now. So as a Republican at the moment, you know, because I do tend to change it, just, you know, I'm a truther more than anything else. But as a Republican at the moment, if you are coming across as an immigrant, especially as a Cuban, you, at the minimum, say, I love Obama. At the minimum, say, Joe Biden, a good president. At the fucking minimum, give Kamala Harris a compliment or some shit like that. Wait till, it's voting time and close to voting time, because they be cheating, to come out with your, fuck this liberal snowflake fucking horse shit. We're voting Republican or whatever. Because, again, I mean, usually, it's been historical just from the outside. Republicans have been more for the people with more money or whatever. That shit has changed, and it changed a long time ago, and it definitely changed now. There are a lot of politicians, period, who still are out for their own pocket. I would say 9 out of 10 of them are. But where the help is going and where the help is actually happening has changed. And I've seen more change and more help to everybody, poor and rich, coming from the Republicans, and more fairness than ever the Democrats. Problem is Democrats nowadays feed on the weak. They feed on the poor. They feed on the color. And I think they're realizing right now that there are just as many poor and disenfranchised white folks as black folks. That's why the uprising that happened lasted for a little while. Pretty much it's all quiet now. You really don't hear no more bitching up about critical race theory. You don't hear no more bitching up about BLM. You don't hear no more bitching up about, any statues or anything like that. None of that. Why? Right. Because there ain't that. The racism was at a minimum before this horse shit. The bullshit is now equal all the way around. We got just as much dumb white boys out there fucking getting their asses whooped and shot or whatever as black folks. The hood is no longer just the projects. It equals the trailer parks too. There's a whole bunch of hood fucking kids and bullshit going on in very nice neighborhoods. And you know why? Because our generation who did real shit decided we're going to take our kids out of this situation and put them in good fucking neighborhoods. And for the most part it worked, but then you always have that kid that was you when you were younger, and no matter how much you put them in a good situation, they're going to fuck that up. Now you take a whole block of them kids and you just ruin a neighborhood. Sad but true.
Right.
So with that being said, we're going to cut this shit down. Stay tuned. We got Deep Space tomorrow. We got Full Album Friday going on with Scotty. And I don't know what's going on with Random Tandem. There's some new people taking over that shit. Dino, funny as shit, but, they just, I don't know, they be on some other shit. You ever been, and you know me, man, I really hate throwing the race thing in, whereas a reality, not as joking around or whatever, making a point.
Right.
But just, you ever just done something that was just overly white? Like, I predominantly hang with white folks. I can hang with both, but I predominantly hang with white folks. And even just, you ever been on something that even white folks would be like, damn, this is just too white? I mean, because I consider myself a nerd on certain things. There's a shit ton of useless information in my head. But to know that the beryllium or Beskar and the Mandalorian's fucking armor is stronger than the vibranium in the Wakandan fucking whatever the fuck. Look, man, you just ruined both my shows. You just ruined what? For somebody to have that depth of knowledge in horse shit like that, I don't want to hear you bitching that you're broke. I don't want to hear you bitching you don't got a job. I don't want to hear you bitching that you can't get your shit done. You have to have a lot of useless time to suck down a lot of that information. You know, I thought I was a nerd with Star Wars because, you know, I know all the movies except these new 3 by heart. No, that ain't shit. I'm nothing. You know, I'm just a moviegoer. These motherfuckers, man, get into some shit where I'm like, I don't even want to watch this anymore. I don't want to even watch the movie anymore. You just ruined this whole shit for me. You fucking nerd. I thought I was a nerd. If I'm calling you a nerd, you're a fucking nerd. I mean, now, people,
Hardcore.
as far as people are concerned, they're cool as fuck. You know, cool people. But as far as that part of their personality, you know, there's a certain depth I could go on things, and then that's it. And I could jump down some rabbit holes, but yeah, so I leave that to them unless it's a subject that I like. So check out Deep Space. That's on Saturday. Then we're gonna do it all again Monday on Metal Mondays, What the Fuck Wednesdays, and all the rest of the shit. And we will keep you updated on new shows and all that shit there.
Right.
Peace out.
Night, y'all.